Wow, the view. We still have a couple of peaks.
There are 5 sacred mountains in China, and in a few hours we're gonna attempt to hike Mount Hua, which is also been dubbed one of the deadliest and scariest hikes in the world. It's said to claim over 100 lives per year, and because of how beautiful and majestic it is with its 5 peaks, it's always been a place of worship and pilgrimage for millennia. The best time to hike the mountain is from May till October, winter being considered not ideal because of the danger of ice and slippery surfaces. What day is today?
Today is Tuesday, December 31st, 2024.
The plan is to reach the West Peak tomorrow and watch the last sunset of 2024 from there. Sleep on the mountain, maybe in a Taoist temple or in a monastery. Reach the East Peak and watch the first sunrise of 2025 before making our way to the Southern Peak, which is the highest point in the mountain. I hope other people had our same thought and we will find some company up there and have a nice New Year's Eve with like-minded people.
So we're on a train from Xi'an to Huashan.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much empty. On New Year's Eve, country of 1.6 billion people, and there's nobody on this train. There's just a bunch of hustlers there in front of the train station.
Trying to grab customers for like driving them.
The moment we got out of the station, like a swath of flies, they all came asking if we needed a ride or something. There's all these shops selling hiking gear. It's
nobody here.
Empty.
Because we went against the flow. Everybody was going to Xi'an for the New Year's Eve, and now like insanely packed in the city today. I feel like we made a great decision coming out here.
Let's see. I hope so. We're in the village right underneath the mountain, the local market, to get some food and some supplies for the hike. Don't judge a book by the appearance, because usually the scarier the place, the better the food.
I'm sure it tastes
Sometimes.
good, but I don't know.
Sometimes.
I proposed the noodle place for today, but you wanted the burger, so...
I thought the burger, if the burger being protein, you know, it's gonna sustain us longer on the hike. But let's see. Let's see how this burger is like. Oh my god. That burger with tofu, seaweed and egg, delicious. This one with kind of like pulled pork, amazing. This soup, also good. Don't judge a book by its cover. Great selection of snacks for the hike. You can have some peanuts, or you can have some chicken feet. I guess I'll go with the peanuts. We got our supplies at the supermarket. We also got a reply from a girl that maybe she wants to join us.
Yeah.
So we found someone online.
Yeah, we found someone in the little red book. She's gonna join us for the hike because she's by herself.
Maybe we'll make a little hiking group of misfits who instead of fireworks chose cliffs for New Year's Eve. First bit is gonna be on a cable car that it's gonna take us to the starting point, and then we're gonna start hiking up to the North Peak. Really excited now. Speaking of cable cars, this scary bit is the one on the way down.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
Definitely.
That's long, it's like 4 kilometers, 20 minutes, and it goes like straight down.
One part of it is literally 90-degree down. That's the most insane. Cable cars probably out there, I don't know anything worse than that.
I mean, that scares me more than the hike itself, honestly, because I'm a bit scared of these like failures of, you know, cable cars, elevators, this kind of thing.
What scares me most is like every year it probably goes on like maintenance for once or twice, and sometimes if they detected some problems they would stop everything, like you would be hanging in the air.
Hanging for a long time.
Yeah, not knowing for how long. So let's see, but the weather is really good.
There are all these red ribbons. These are wishes that people leave here for beginning the hike, so they write a wish on it, or they just make a wish, they buy one, make a wish, and they tie it as like, you know, complete the hike, make this wish fulfilled. Because again, this is also a pilgrimage site, it's also a holy mountain.
Huashan is Taoism mountain, right? And in Taoism, all the Gongfu, they use some sort of weapon. And the most famous one is a super thin and long sword. When Gongfu people, they compete who is the best ones in Gongfu, they usually come on top of the Huashan mountain. That's why 论剑 means like competing for like who is the best. That's why people do this movement when they take picture, because you know when you're in Kung Fu, like this is one of the things. This is the sword.
There's a story you told me about these 5 sacred mountains, each one of them having a sort of humbling power.
Absolutely.
Mount Tai was for strong mouth, Mount Hua is for strong body, something like
So Taishan is for curing if you have a hard mouth. That's the direct translation. So it's basically saying like if someone always very arrogant, really, you know, it's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. After you climb Mount Tai, you would think otherwise and your mouth would be softened up because then you would really question your own ability to do certain things. And here it's for people who have like a hard life. That's the direct translation. It basically means, you know, someone who is like a survivor, right? Climb mountain for 4 hours is easy. Like do certain stuff is always easy for them, especially physical stuff. But here, if you really walk from the bottom to the top, it's like the most difficult hike. It would definitely make you question your own physical ability.
Which is worrying because 2 days ago we were in Xi'an and we just went 8 flights of stairs in a pagoda, and that already made me question my physical abilities. I can't imagine this now. But I think we are on track to reach the North Peak and the West Peak by sunset. This temple is at the base of a knife ridge called Canlong, which means the flying dragon because of its shape. It's a very narrow knife bridge with some stairs, and we're gonna go now. We still had to make it to the West Peak by sunset. It's really far. How are we gonna make it there by then? Also, I lost my gloves. Sun's going down, my hands are starting to get cold. So some people rushing to get the last cable car because it's getting dark. Yeah, the way to the West Peak is up there. Oh! We made it just by a few minutes. There's still a bit of sunshine. Wow, the view from West Peak. Oh, it's so windy and my hand totally freezing. Can't even hold the camera, so this is gonna be quick, but I'm gonna show you this gorgeous sunset. It's getting dark very fast, but I would say mission accomplished for today to see the last sunset of 2024 on the West Peak of Mount Hua. Now the problem is we don't have a place to sleep. We are gonna have to find something. Goodbye 2024. It was a beautiful year, no?
It was absolutely amazing year.
And that's a nice way to end it, no?
Yeah.
And we made some friends.
Yeah,
So
it did.
It turned out right. Right now we would be walking like penguins in Xi'an, trying to make our way to see a fireworks show in the ocean, millions of people, loud.
Oh, yeah, no, I would hate it that.
Yeah, no, we're past the age where we have to do the thing that everyone does. We just had dinner. We are looking for a temple willing to take us. There's a light there. Let's see if someone's here. It's really cold. found a monk and he's opening the temple for us. It's funny, the security guard, you smell his breath, you get drunk. Like,
yeah, there's not much entertainment here at nighttime.
We have peanuts, we have Oreos, we have candies, gummy bears.
Can have a small
That's our
New
small
Year.
New Year's Eve gathering. I'm happy we found company and it's actually nice.
Yeah,
Turned out better than I
it
thought.
is,
Way better than I
absolutely.
thought. Good morning. Happy New Year, everyone. We are on our way to the eastern peak. It's like 6-ish a.m. here. And it's funny because it's not even 2025 back home. So the ideal situation would be we get to sunrise at 7 and while the sun is rising, it's midnight back home. And I can call them and give them a Happy New Year from the eastern peak. Let's see if we can make it. There we are, eastern peak. The first sun rays of 2025 touching us. We still have a couple of peaks, the toughest ones. Let's do it. And we're going towards the south peak, looking for this plank walk and chiseled walk. South peak is also the tallest peak, but before going up, I have to go down. I had a little mishap with my right hand because of the night hike, get to the peak, and then on the peak was very windy and I was trying to film with my camera out, holding it in this hand. I completely lost motion of the hand, and then after a while the 4 fingers came back, but I couldn't really move my thumb, and now it's still kind of, despite warming it up for a while in this glove, it's still kind of limited range of motion. South Heavenly Gate, which gives access to the plank walk in the sky. Well, nowadays, to do the plank walk in the sky, you have to book a ticket and get a mandatory harness, because otherwise it would be very high probability of not making it, because it's very narrow. It's about 30 centimeters, so 1 foot wide, and it's right on the wall of the cliff. So if you lose your balance, that's it. I'm surprised that our friend Yuan is doing it too, because she's scared of heights. She came to climb the mountain because she want to confront her fear of heights, but being scared of heights and doing this, chapeau, like wow, admirable. The start of the plank walk in the sky. It's already narrow, but trust me, it's gonna get worse. The views are incredible. This is pretty sick. Obviously today with the harness you don't have to like worry at all, but imagine having to walk this plank without harness back in the days to reach the temple. Ancient song, these songs of freedom. Happy 2025. Crazy to think how all this crazy hike without harness back in the days, without any sort of safety, was to reach this cave/temple. And many that did it were hermits who would just like do the whole hike and then just stay here and meditate for God knows how long. Some of the most beautiful views I've seen in my life. I'm a bit more worried about the cable car than about this. And after the plank walk, the summit is not far. This is the highest point. From here you can see everything, all the 5 peaks plus the beautiful surrounding mountains. Start at North Peak, Central Peak, West Peak, East Peak, South Peak. Now we're gonna go back to the West Peak to grab the scary cable car. So up and down from 6 peaks. I mean 6 times from 5 peaks. Turns out the temple where we slept last night is over 1,300 years old. It's actually a pretty important temple here in Mount Huashan, which You know, we had no idea last night when they got us in. The cave next to the temple, which is this one, dedicated to the medicine saint or medicine god. Apparently he's buried here. Speaking of burial sites and saints, on our next episode we will go on another mountain where there are two real body bodhisattvas, which are basically monks who mummified themselves through starving and meditation. They sort of like dry up and then they were turned into statues afterwards. So we're gonna go see these two statues that beneath have real bodies, and we're obviously gonna learn about this practice of self-mummification, which to me is mind-blowing. If you wanna see all of that, there's a little bell you can click right now to get notified when that video comes, so you'll follow us on this journey. The security guy who got us into the temple yesterday is on our same cable car. We're coming full circle, and okay, I was scared, but now it's just marvelous. It's incredible.